Good morning all, I am Dr. Gio. Today we will discuss about the prevertebral region. We have dissected through the middle cranial fossa, reached the base of skull, and further downwards we have separated it from the pharynx. Here we can see the muscles of the prevertebral region. You can see the longus capitis. Beneath that you can see the longus colon. Here we can see the scalenus anterior muscle. Scalenus anterior muscle is separated from the scalenus medius by the root of the brachial plexus. So this is the root of the brachial plexus. This is the scalenus medius muscle. This is a scalenus medius muscle, and posterior to that is a scalenus posterior muscle. Actually, the scalenus posterior muscle is a part of scalenus medius muscle. Then we can see the, here we can see the vertebral artery. Vertebral artery is a branch from the subclavian artery, and you can see the vertebral vein here. So this is the longus capitis muscle. This longus capitis muscle lies anterolateral to the longus colon. This is the longus colon. Right? The longus capitis takes origin from the anterior tubercle of 3 to 6 cervical transverse processes and is inserted to the base of the skull in front of the rectus capitis anterior. The longus colli muscle extends from the anterior tubercle of the atlas to the third thoracic vertebrae. It is attached to the bodies of intervening vertebrae and to the transverse process of 3 to 6 cervical vertebrae. So you can see different muscle fibers going like this. There are two other muscles in the prevertebral region which can't be seen here. They are the rectus capitis anterior and rectus capitis lateralis. The rectus capitis anterior extends from the anterior surface of the lateral mass of the atlas to the base of the skull, immediately anterior to the occipital condyle. Rectus capitis lateralis extends from the superior surface of transverse process of the atlas to the jugular process of the occipital bone. The two rectus muscles act with the muscles of suboccipital triangle to stabilize the skull on the vertebral column. Scalene muscles. So there are three scalene muscles: scalenus anterior, medius and posterior. The scalenus anterior takes origin from the anterior tubercles of the transverse process of 3rd to 6th cervical vertebrae. So you can see the muscle fibers taking origin from here. So it is from the 3 to 6 cervical vertebrae, and it descends between subclavian artery and vein to be inserted to the scalene tubercle of the first rib. So it originates from the 3 to 6 transverse process of the cervical vertebrae and gets inserted into the scalene tubercle of the first rib. The scalenus medius is larger than the scalenus anterior. It takes origin from the posterior tubercle of all cervical transverse process and is inserted to the superior surface of first rib. So as you have already told, this is the scalenus medius muscle. Then scalenus posterior is a part of scalenus medius and is a small muscle. Now coming to the vertebral artery. Vertebral artery is an important branch of the first part of the subclavian artery. The subclavian artery, you can see the vertebral artery here. So the vertebral arteries from both sides will join to form the basilar artery within the cranial cavity, and they supply the upper part of spinal cord, medulla oblongata, pons, cerebellum, midbrain and the posterior part of the cerebrum. The first part of the vertebral artery extends from the origin from the subclavian artery up to the foramen transversarium of the 6th cervical vertebrae. So this is the first part which we can see here. And the second part extends from the 6th to 1st cervical vertebrae in the foramen transverse area of the upper 6 cervical vertebrae. So this will be the second part. The third part of the artery emerges on the superior surface of atlas between the rectus capitis lateralis and the superior articular procedure. So third part will come here. The fourth part of the vertebral artery lies in the vertebral canal and the cranial cavity. The branches of vertebral artery. There are no branches from the first part of the vertebral artery. The second and third part of the artery give rise to spinal and muscular branches, and from the fourth part it gives of branches to meninges and middle oblongate and spinal cord. Now we will talk about the movements of the head and neck and the muscles responsible for those actions. The flexion is brought about by the sternocleidomastoid, both longus colli muscles, longus capitis and rectus capitis anterior. The extension is brought about by splenius cervicis and capitis, erectus spinae, rectus capitis posterior major and minor, obliquus capitis superior and trapezius. The lateral flexion and rotation is brought about by sternocleidomastoid, the scalene muscles, longus colli, rectus capitis lateralis, levator scapulae, splenius, longissimus, obliquus capitis superior and inferior. That's all about the prevertebral region. Thank you and have a nice day.